host of the Gridiron.
All right, so we got some numbers here. We got the Giants offense versus the Philadelphia Eagles defense. All right. I said the one nice thing is because this guy right here, he's back in town. The new man is back in town, so that's going to give us that's going to open stuff once again. The theory of relativity opens everything up, right? We make the running game better. Now, Motor Singletary's supposed to be in there. Obviously, we're going to have Tracy in there. So it'll be interesting to see, out of the 100% of the snaps. It used to be, I don't know. I'm just throwing a number out. It used to be like 70% Motor, 25% of the snaps was Tracy, 5% was Gray. Is it going to go from 70 down to 20, 70, 25? It's going to be like maybe now 60, 40? Or 60, 35, and 5 for Gray, or what? So I'll have to wait and see. But Tracy certainly, has earned at least some more snaps. That's for sure, without question. But it's nice to have, the running back room, all the running backs together. So the only, pretty much, I don't want to, just say, well, pretty much just on the offense, what we're missing is just Andrew Thomas. That's all. So. Quite possibly, however you want to look at it, Andrew Thomas and Malik Nabers are 1A or 1A and 1B, whatever, as far as the importance of our offense. But all of our wide receivers are there. There's quite a few guys on the left, like Bryce Ford Wheat with his shoulder. Slayton was on the injury report. Wandale Robinson was on the injury report. Malik Nabers was on the injury report. So we some of our wide receivers are a little banged up, right? But they'll all be playing. All the tight ends will be playing. Our offensive line is all playing except for Thomas. Daniel Jones will be playing, but we got all the running backs. So we have a full boatload of guys on the offense. Everybody will be a little nicked up or whatever. But the only thing I said obviously is we don't have Andrew Thomas, but they're missing their left tackle as well too. So, but if we go by the numbers, got some interesting numbers here. So it's and as I said, the Eagles don't have. It's not the Eagles' defense. Is not the '85 Bears or not. I mean, it's nothing. They're starting to. They're starting like on the. There's. And I love it. I mean, I really enjoy when the Cowboys are bad, because I can't stand their fans. They just, because they're like everywhere. And I mean, they don't even know where Dallas is at. They've never been to Texas before, but they love the Cowboys. You know what I mean? But also, I can't stand the Eagle fans, and because the Eagle fans aren't like all over like the Cowboy fans are, and the Eagle fans. I mean, around here, a lot of Eagle. Obviously, I live in South Jersey. There's a lot of Eagle fans. It's just they're just jackwagons. They're just obnoxious and rude, and just can't stand them. Absolutely can't stand them. All right, so we got some numbers here. All right. What to expect when the Giants have the ball? Can the Giants finally score some points at home? Well, they did last year against the Eagles, right? Remember, right? 27-10. That was a heck of a way, awesome way to finish the season. But we got the 2-4 Giants host the 3-2 Eagles in a pivotal Week 7 matchup. It is very, very, very important. Very important. Absolutely. The Eagles have not played any games in the division yet, so this will be their first game in the division, but this will be the Giants' third. The Giants, as I said, if they have any aspirations at all of making the playoffs, they don't want to go 0-3 in the division. Last week, the Eagles narrowly beat the Browns, and the Giants, of course, we know what happened to them. The Giants are 3-point home dogs, and the over-under is 43.5 points. Giants offense currently ranks 16th in total yards and 29th in points scored this season, averaging just 16 points per game. New York has scored one home touchdown in 3 games. Can you grasp that concept? We played 3 home games and we've scored 1 touchdown. Malik Nabers may return from his 2-game. He's going to return from his 2-game absence, but he has not officially cleared the concussion protocol. Well, I think this ad was written like a day or two ago. This article. Zudo should probably want to start at left tackle. He started 5 games at left tackle after Thomas's hamstring injury last year. He surrendered 12 pressures and 5 sacks and 169 pass blocking snaps during that span. I mean, Zudo suffered a foot injury and was placed on injury reserve. Yeah, we know that. That was last year. Zudo suffered a foot injury and was placed on injury reserve during the first quarter of the 5th start against the Bills. Giants will have to allow their game plan to plan with the loss of Andrew Thomas. New York ran 11 personnel at 77% rate against the Bengals. Brian Daboll would likely enjoy running 11 personnel and forcing Vic Fangio to fit the run out of the nickel. But depending on Zudo's performance, we may see more 12 personnel to keep it, like have another tight end in there to help blocking if Zudo struggles. Now, just because Zudo struggled last year with Bobby Johnson as the coach does not mean that he's going to struggle this year because we got a new coach. So coaching is, coaching's not obviously 100%, but coaching is huge. So it's going to be interesting to see how Zudo does this year. From a personnel standpoint, the chess match between Daboll and Vic Fangio will be fun to monitor throughout the contest. It says, here is Philadelphia's defensive statistics. The Eagles' defense ranks 20th in yards against per game, surrendering 341 yards per game. Giants rank 10th in that category, gaining 314 yards per game. The Eagles' defense surrendered 22.4 points per game, 14th in the league. The Giants ranked 9th overall, surrendering just 20 points per game. The Eagles allow 123 rushing yards per game and 218 passing yards per game. The Giants are better in each category. The Eagles only have 11 sacks. Remember, it was 2 years ago, they had 315 sacks. They only have 11 sacks so far in 5 games. So it's a good chance, hopefully, we can keep Daniel Jones upright and in the pocket, and he can pick out his weapons. That would be fantastic. Let's see. The Giants obviously lead the league with 26 sacks. Philadelphia blitzes at 25% rate and gets pressure on just 17%. The blitz rate is middle of the pack, and their pressure rate is 25th in the NFL. So it's safe to say the Eagles' defense is not a vaunted unit that helped them earn an NFC title 2 years ago. Sweat leads the team with 21 pressures. Sensational second-year defensive end Jalen Carter is second on the team with 18 pressures. No one else on the team has double-digit pressures. So Michael Schmidt's going to have his hands full if he's going there against Carter. So, all right, so we got Eagles defense versus the Giants offense. Philadelphia does not have an aggressive approach. They often play off leverage and run many middle-of-the-field open looks with quarters. They play quarters. Like the Giants, their safeties run split read coverages that could provide lighter boxes for Devin Singletary and Tyrone Tracy Jr. New York attacked these looks well against Seattle 2 weeks ago, and the return of Nabers could entice Vic Fangio to employ similar looks. Fangio has employed a hefty amount of man coverage this season. This could work to the advantage of Brian Daboll and Daniel Jones, who is historically better attacking man coverage. Daboll does a good job scheming first read targets against man coverage through pre-snap motion and releases that create traffic in space. And we know a lot of times, that winds up working out for the best for Daniel Jones. The first read. A lot of times you don't get Daniel Jones in there going here, back, going back here. A lot of times, sometimes he's like, "Oh, who's my first read? Okay, it's this guy. Okay, I'm just gonna stare him down." So, the Eagles' cornerbacks, Darius Slay did not practice on Thursday and suffered a knee injury. Quinion Mitchell has played the most snaps of any Eagles defender. He is a sticky, harassing defender who could see a lot of Malik Nabers, albeit Fangio will likely shade him toward Mitchell with safeties C.J. Gardner-Johnson and Reed Blankenship. Gardner-Johnson is a chippy foe who thrives when trash talking. Giants can't take that bait. Blankenship seems to be in the right position at the right time. I would expect Nabers to see multiple sets of eyes often, and the Giants will likely employ that same strategy against A.J. Brown as they did against Jamar Chase last week. Cooper DeJean played 52 snaps against the Browns last week. He's dense and more physical than most nickel defenders. Fangio played DeJean over long-time nickel defender Avonte Maddox. Former Saint Zach Baun has a resurgence under Fangio. He plays weak side linebacker for the Eagles and is a pleasant surprise next to former Georgia Bulldog Nakobe Dean. Both can rush the passer. Neither is an elite run defender. The match up to circle is the defensive line against the Giants' offensive line. The aforementioned Jalen Carter is becoming a game-wrecking type of interior defensive lineman. John Runyon, Greg Van Roten, and John Michael Schmitz will have their hands full on Sunday if he plays. He said he did not practice on Thursday. Big Jordan Davis, athletic Milton Williams, and second-year Moro Ohomo also received significant snaps on the line. Sweat, Huff, Nolan Smith, and Brandon Graham are the four main edge rushers. Expect Fangio to send four often with twists aimed at a Zulu side. Yep. Oh, yeah. Carter may align as a four-ish shade with Sweat and wide front on third and long situations to try to create a free rusher at Daniel Jones. Oh, yeah. Brian Day will use condensed formations against Fangio's when he's used his man coverage. However, unlike against Cincinnati, the Giants should try and move the football on the ground to set up the play action. Now, the Eagles, their run defense is not super spectacular. They're a little soft around the edges. Taking shots to back the defense off quick game should be a strategy of the Giants as well, especially if Malik Nabers is singled up. That's the thing is that, you don't have to go long on every play or obviously every possession you got, but you want to take some shots, stretch them out, because if you're not taking shots, you're not going down deep, right? They just start condensing everything up, and what's up, buddy? Why am I poo? I don't know. Why does your poo hurt? So. Says the Giants used the RPO often last week. I like the RPO game and putting defenders in conflict to make a quick decision. But I would like to see more under center. Yeah. Let's see here. They run personnel to see if the Eagles fit. If the Eagles struggle early to fit, the Giants can possess the ball, which gives them more options to attack vertically off the play action. Protection sliding to the left side to help Azudu will be a focal point for New York, especially if Fangio throws curveballs at the young tackle. Brian Daboll can design a game plan to defeat the Philadelphia defense. The key to victory on offense is limiting mistakes. Yep. Like Daniel Jones down in the red zone. They had to get at least 3 points there. And Jones has to hit open receivers downfield. Receivers have to catch the ball when it arrives. Yeah, the Giants say, I've had their issues, obviously, with dropping the balls this year. And the Giants' offensive line must open some lanes for Singletary and Tracy Jr. It sounds simple. Still, New York has not consistently achieved this goal throughout the season. It's a very winnable matchup that can swing the pendulum for the Giants. But I have the Eagles winning this game. Yeah, you told me the Eagles win, I wouldn't be. I wouldn't doubt you. Although DeJean is highly regarded, the Giants can run from 11 personnel and force him to consistently fit a more creative rushing attack. New York should see how he responds to this early in the game and run the football. unlike their start against Cincinnati, where they handed it off 5 times in the first half. Yeah, it's just not. If Slay is not back healthy, Giants could see Ringo opposite of Mitchell, which would benefit New York. Ringo was a highly regarded 5-star prospect with all the tools, but still finds himself susceptible to the deep ball and quick outs. Darius Slayton was limited on Thursday's practice with a groin injury, but if he plays, Slayton could exploit that matchup deep and off play action over the middle of the field. So I mean, the Giants they're going to have their chances. Can they capitalize on it? We'll have to wait and see. Is Dable on the hot seat, or is Daniel Jones to blame for the struggles? Well, it kind of goes, struggles well, for the game last week against the Bengals, I mean, some of it certainly was on Daniel Jones, without question. We had that botched. Joe Burrow ran 47 yards for a touchdown. I mean, the execution of the guys up front was not super spectacular. Bowen even said himself, it was kind of like almost like a perfect storm. How the play they ran, we had our whole defense on the one side of the field, and they kind of the botched, when I guess keeping their rushing lanes or whatever, and left a big hole for Burr to take off. So that was a mistake there. Our kicker missed a couple field goals, so it's Daniel Jones had that freaking pass that got knocked up in the air and intercepted. So, I mean, a bunch of stuff to go around, a lot of stuff. I mean, before that, Daniel Jones had some pretty good games. It also helps that we get Malik Nabers back, our biggest weapon, right? But Dable being on a hot seat. I know John Mara said he was talking about at the end of the season, he wants, he's going to like look back at the season, and he wants to feel good. It's not so much the wins and losses, but it's like, does he think that they're progressing? And if not, why? Is it coaching or what? But Mara, he definitely wants to sit back at the end of the season, and he wants to say, are we getting better? Like we don't have to go to the Super Bowl this year or anything like that, but are we getting better? And if not, do we need a new quarterback? Because with Shane and Dable when they came in, Jones was here. I'm not sure if I don't know exactly if he's their quarterback. He may not be their cup of tea. So the Giants might have to maybe go out in the draft next year and get their man, get their quarterback. So we'll have to wait and see. I do know that Mara also doesn't like getting rid of coaches every other year. That's just not a heck of a way to build consistency. Oh yeah, Jones doesn't progress. Do you cut him and keep Dable? Well, I think what I would like to see is like let's get Dable and Shane / Dable in there, and let's see what they can bring in their own quarterback. Let's see what they can do. Right. It also depends upon where the Giants are drafting at. Do they get one of those elite quarterbacks, or do we have to? Because I got all these rumors going around. I mean, you just see all this stuff. Like I think Stafford, after this season is over with, I think his contract's up with the Rams. So I mean, maybe the Giants. I don't know. I don't know if the Rams would let him go, or I don't know. But I mean, maybe bring in a veteran to try to hold the ship for a year or two. Draft a rookie, draft somebody, right? Because they haven't drafted a quarterback, right? I mean, they got DeVito, but they didn't draft him, right? They brought Locke in, but once again, they didn't draft him. So so they go out and get their own quarterback. Bring him in and say, okay, well, this is your guy, right? Got to make it work, right? So if you get if after this season, if they can bring in their own quarterback, if Jones is gone after this season, and they bring in their own quarterback, give Dable like 2 years to try to right this ship and get your own quarterback in there and see where it goes. Because the Giants need other offensive weapons too. If they can get like a real good scary running back, that would be cool. If they can get a really good receiving tight end, that would be good. I mean, you look at the Eagles, they got Devontae Smith and they got A.J. Brown. They got 2 really good wide receivers. The Bengals, they got Higgins and they got Chase, 2 really good wide receivers. The Giants got Malik Nabers, and then they have some nice receivers. They don't really have 2 guys that really scare you. Wandell underneath is really good, but I mean, I have somebody out there scares the crap out of you, and they got Malik Nabers over here scares the crap out of you. So the Giants need more weapons. They need like I said, another receiving tight end, and it's going to be very interesting after the season's over to see what they want to do with Daniel Jones. Should scout Mike Paul Hurts. Well, I'm sure they're out there right now. I mean, I know a lot of times you see reports like when there's like a big game going on, it's one of the quarterbacks is out there. Sometimes Shane winds up going out there and scouting and everything. So he goes out and he looks at these guys firsthand as well too. So apparently there's going to be quite a few quarterbacks out there. So a lot of it depends upon where the Giants are drafting at. I mean, if the Giants wind up picking in the top 10, hopefully one of these guys will fall to them. So we'll have to wait and see. But I don't know. It just doesn't seem like Jones is Dable's cup of tea. I'd like to see if Dable goes out and gets his own guy, brings him in and works him. Right now, the thing is, I said, if you don't have, if you don't have a capable veteran quarterback to put out there, you're going to be putting your rookie out there, and he's going to, he might look pretty silly. But I'd like to see what Dable can do with his own guy. That's what I'd like to say. Because I said, I don't think. I mean, this is Jones's 6th year. 6, the same team, and we're still like, well, I don't know. Is he the quarterback? He had a good game last week, but then he did. I don't know. Is he the quarterback of the future? I mean, we've been saying this for 6 years. It's like you're saying that for 6 years. It's I don't think so. I really don't think so. I mean, you got I mean, look around nowadays. I'm not talking because a lot of people bring up Phil Simms because Phil Simms struggled. Phil Simms he didn't do too bad, but his problem was he kept getting injured all the time. When he finally was able to start staying healthy, and of course they got Lawrence Taylor and Carl Banks, and yada yada yada, all those other guys. The Giants started taking off, but Phil Simms had to stay healthy. With Daniel Jones, he's getting injuries, but he keeps doing the same stuff over and over and over. But so Phil Simms kept getting hurt back in the day. We drafted him at 79, and finally 84, he started coming on. It's like his 6th season. But that was 40 years ago, right? So 30, yeah. You look nowadays, how many guys get drafted by a team, is on the team for the starter for 6 seasons, and every year they're scratching, is this the guy? Should we replace? Let's just let it ride one more year. Should we do something? That don't happen. I mean, the guy, a lot of times it's like the guys, you give him his first year. Okay, he sucked his first year, but it was his first year. Let's give him his second year. And the second year, the guy's still not, he's out of there. I mean, this is 6th season. I mean, holy cow. Gotta go. It's like, you see some good, and then you just see the same old crap. The thing is just, I scratch my head. It's just, of course, I've scratched it so much, I don't got much left of it. His first year, he technically played in 13 games his first season, 2019, when Shermer was the coach. But the first game he was in for like one drive against the Cowboys. I think we were losing like 1,342 to nothing to the Cowboys. So they pulled Eli out. They put Daniel Jones in for one drive. He didn't do anything. So he was in that game. But he played 12 games, basically. He started and played, and he had 24 touchdown passes. 2 touchdown passes a game. 2. On a 17-game schedule, that would be 34 touchdown passes. He's gone 5 games in a row, and he can't even get a touchdown pass at home. Yeah, I mean, back in 2019, we didn't have, we weren't chock full of great wide receivers, and we had Saquon, but he had 24 touchdown passes his first season with Shermer, and ever since then, it's like we can't even get him to throw like 15 touchdowns. It's like, what the heck's going on? The biggest problem was he had a lot of turnovers. Whew. He had 12 interceptions. I know he had like 3,000 fumbles. He had a ton of fumbles, but he's done a very good job of clearing that up. But I mean, it's just you get a couple good games and you get another game. It's like, man, what are you doing, dude? So the thing is that if everything is perfect, he can maybe do okay. If we have 2 maybe great wide receivers and lots of pass protection and all of that stuff, he can do okay. But a lot of times it's just football. Things aren't okay. We just lost our left tackle. Things aren't okay. So I would like just to get somebody else in there. If you're going to keep, as I say, I think Mara doesn't like obviously getting rid of, keep turning over coaches. So I think Dable will be around here next season. Let's get your own quarterback in here, right? And ride it out with that your new quarterback. We'll give you another 2 years. You got your quarterback. Start teaching him the way you want him to go, and put him out there on the field somewhere along the line and try to make it work. So I'm a little sick and tired of the Daniel Jones. Nice guy, he works hard and all that and everything, but you're just not seeing the results. Gotta go. Thank you, pal. Thank you, brother. All right, guys, it's been 1 hour and 12 minutes. Holy cow! Can't believe I'm talking that long. Whoever spent any time listening to me live, thank you. Or if anybody's going to spend any time watching the replay this, once again, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. It means the world to me. As always, you guys stay safe out there and go Giants. Woo! Oh, yeah.